Hello, hello, hello. You are tuning into another episode of The Wunderkind Show. Today's topic, one word, brotherhood. And look, I know some people's going to be like, that's kind of vague, but you'll get where I'm going from when in this episode and where I'm taking it. So, last night, before the Cowboys beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and forced Tom Brady out of Florida, RG3, Steve Young, Booger McFarlane, and I think Shefty were speaking on Lamar Jackson and how he is viewed right now in the media and right now for fans and things based on him not showing up to the game and them thinking that he could have played, but he refused to play and other stuff like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play you a snippet of RG3. And the reason why this is called Brotherhood is because RG3 shows you he's speaking from a place of, I know the guy. I've called the guy. I've worked with the guy. And I believe in the guy. He's talking from a place of knowing. And you can see things get spicy real quick because I guess he's really tired of people slandering, operative word, slandering the name Lamar Jackson for clicks, likes, and views. But without further ado, here goes what I'm saying. So let's do it.
Jackson posted this on his Instagram story yesterday. This is a quote from someone else, but he posted, when you have something good, you don't play with it. You don't take chances losing it. You don't neglect it. When you have something good, you pour into it, you appreciate it, because when you take care of something good, that good thing can take care of you too.
And that's facts.
Wow.
So yesterday,
you take care of stuff that are good to you guys.
He missed his sixth game.
What to do with that?
Guys, the bigger story was that he didn't make the trip to Cincinnati.
Right.
Robert, you were his teammate. You played for this franchise. You know them well. You know him well. What insight can you share?
Yeah, well, what I can say is that I talked to people in the building today, and this relationship is salvageable. The reason Lamar Jackson didn't travel to the football game was because he was sick. They diagnosed him, said that he was sick. He didn't go on the trip. Now, he has traveled at other times this year to away games, but he's also stayed behind at times so that he can get extra rehab in. So this narrative about Lamar Jackson that people are weaponizing, saying he didn't go out there on the field because he wasn't wanting to put on the line for his teammates or he wants a new contract, I just feel like that's wrong.
Well, what about this comment that you just tweet? I mean, how do you make of that then?
Yeah, I mean, what I'm
What's
saying...
What's he saying?
What Lamar... I can't speak for Lamar Jackson, but what I can say...
He can speak for himself. He says, you don't appreciate me.
But I don't think that's what he's saying. What he's saying is, listen, he's not healthy. That's the bottom line. You just listened to Marlon Humphrey talk about how Lamar's limping around the facility. He's not healthy enough to go play. So people weaponizing that and trying to make it about something else, I just feel is wrong.
Well, it can be that he's not healthy. And it can also be that there's a feeling amongst people across the league, which there is, that he's boycotting them. There is that feeling that's out there, whether it's right or wrong. And he can be hurt, and they can believe that there are other motives. Both can be right. He's posting messages like that.
Yes, they both can't be right.
They can't both be right. Why not?
They can't both be right. Listen, if Lamar had a contract, would anybody be up here saying he's boycotting and not playing?
Well,
no, they would say he's hurt.
Correct.
And he's not playing the football game. Lamar Jackson has a grade 2 PCL.
Why is everything about Lamar that's coming from Lamar is saying, I'm not happy? I'm being neglected.
That's saying I'm not healthy.
I'm being neglected.
He's saying that I'm not healthy.
He's saying I'm not.
And that message
he's saying
right
I'm being neglected.
What I see is
and you should appreciate me. And if you don't, I might not be able to help.
Listen, guys, I've got the personal experience of playing with no ACL and no LCL. I went out there, put on the line for my brothers and the team. No one was there to tell me, hey, you can't do this. It's not confusing that. He's hurt.
We believe that he's hurt.
Yes.
Why is he adding fuel to the fire? We understand he's hurt. We stipulate to that fact.
He's adding fuel
to the fire.
Why
is he adding to the fire?
Go ahead, Boog.
That's your point. He's hurt. Nobody's disputing the fact that he's hurt. The problem is this, is when you put that message out there that basically says, I'm not appreciated. Now, the underlying factor is the contract. Okay, we all know he wants to be paid. We all know, to your point, if he had a contract, maybe he would try to play. We all know that. I've never seen a franchise and a franchise quarterback that wanted to be together treat each other the way that these two are
Ridiculous.
Now,
Still trying to
that's the
spin
biggest
it.
issue. You have a Ravens franchise that's kind of saying passive-aggressive things. You have a quarterback that's tweeting passive-aggressive things. And we're left to decipher the difference. And I know you talk to people in the building, but for people like us who don't talk to him, it looks as if the franchise doesn't want him, and he's looking at that saying, you know what, if you don't want me, I don't want to be there either. That's the way we perceive it on the outside.
I can understand that part of it, Booger, but having talked to Lamar and people inside the organization, what I'm saying is that the relationship is salvageable.
It's salvageable to me if the look.
You see how they keep trying to change it?
Happened to them is Lamar Jackson.
Yes.
And if they want it to be salvageable,
You know what? I'm not even going any further with that. You know why? Because I don't want to hear no more crap. Let me be real with y'all. Let me get into this this story. Understand where I'm coming from. The media is made to get clicks and views. Lamar Jackson is the most polarizing athlete not named LeBron James. And what they are doing is they are trying to give themselves stories that they can always go back to the well to bring out, right? Because the offseason is on the way for the NFL. That's what this is. Imagine this. And I'm going to keep going back to the word brotherhood. Calais Campbell came out and said, look, you know, I was rehabbing with him. The man is hurt, and I just want him to be here, and I want to play with him. And because of that, I'm looking on coming back next year for it. Okay. Marlon Humphrey comes out and says, yo, he was hurt, man. Y'all don't see it like we see it. The man is limping around the facility all the time. Okay. Mark Andrews. Man, that guy's just working hard to get back, man. I love that guy, man. I hope he signs his deal. I hope he gets a great deal, and I just hope he stays in Baltimore, you know. But that guy, when he's healthy, he's going to be out there. RG3. I talked to Lamar, talked to the Ravens. The man is hurt. But we don't know if that's actually true. So what you're saying is you don't care about the truth. All you care about are lies. All you care about are fake stories. Anything for the public to click on. And you know what makes it worse? You know what makes it worse? The media in which we are delving all of this information from is supposed to deal in credibility. Credibility. And I always say this. Listen, people because of the media, there's a large faction of people that have already made up their mind about Lamar Jackson. So no matter what gets said, even if there is truth, even if it gets shredded, they'll say, no, that's true. Why are you shredding it? I believe it because they're looking for any little itty bitty infraction to hold against them because their mind has already been set on him being the villain. Is that a bar? Do you understand where I'm coming from? So that's what us Raven fans are going through right now. There's even Raven fans that believe that. There are Raven fans that believe he's not hurt, he's fine. They're lying for him, they're covering for him, blah, 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 blah. And look, I really want to go here, you know, because brotherhood is what this today's topic is. When you look at why people hate Lamar, I want y'all to remember this. It was the agents that were putting out smear pieces for him when he was coming out of college, right? He did nothing to refract. He said, look, you know, I'm just going to go here and show you I'm a quarterback. Because remember, they wanted him to play receiver. They wanted him to run the 40 and do receiver drills. And he said, I'm not doing any of that. Matter of fact, because y'all keep trying to force me to do drills, right, and to see what I'm physically capable of, I'm just going to throw, and I'm refusing to run the 40. And it became a smear campaign from there on in, right? We watched this man be the last pick in the first round. We watched Josh Allen. We watched Baker Mayfield, Josh Rosen. I forgot the other guy that got traded from New York Jets and now on the Panthers. Right? We watched them all get picked before him. And he just sat there shaking his head like can you imagine what that talk must have been with his mom? Like, Mom, I'm a good QB. Like, I won the Heisman. I've thrown for X amount of yards. I've won X amount of games. And I did it without the team that these other guys have. Talk about swallowing your pride. Because guess what? That's what the NFL made him do. And then you get your opportunity. You know what he does? He goes, you know what? It's okay. He uses it as fuel. He goes, you know what? It's okay. All right. All you teams that passed on me. You know that Denzel? You little people right here. That's how he was. And it fueled him to, in his rookie year, go 6-1, make the playoffs, in a dead-in-the-water Ravens team, and then go on a 2019 revenge tour. MVP unanimously. And people even down his unanimous MVP year, while forgetting that he sat out the last game. He sat at about 4 or 5 fourth quarter. I believe it was 5 fourth quarters that he sat out of. He should have thrown for well over 40 touchdowns. He stopped at 36. Joe Burrow, with the weapons he has yet to throw for 36 touchdowns. He was simply spectacular. Simply spectacular. He did everything right with everybody laughing and lying on him to his face. And what did the media continue to do? No, you can't win the playoffs. No, you can't win. No, who cares about the regular season? No, you can't throw. No, you're not a real QB. That's what they've done. And they have milked that narrative to where nothing but powder would come out. And when I go like that, I'm talking about cows. I know some people got nasty minds out there. And it is a sad thing that somebody that has great work ethic, determined, a true competitor of the likes of someone like Ray Lewis, and then could look at him and be like, he's the guy. And he gets slandered all the time by media, Ravens media, and Raven fans. Now, I applaud RG3 and his teammates for coming out and defending him because John Harbaugh didn't. What John Harbaugh did was let him rot. And what I mean by that is he left him out to dry. He said that, fine, you ain't going to play. Well, I'm not helping you. You're going to do, the media is going to crucify you for not limping out there. I am proud that RG3 was one of the backup QBs here because I like people of high character. Sometimes you will be offered money, and this goes for everybody watching this. Sometimes in life you're going to be offered money, you're going to be offered positions, but sometimes those things come at a detraction of your character. And some people, they have very low prices on their character. RG3 sat up there with the narrative that ESPN has been pushing religiously, I might add, for days. And he said, no, I can speak on this properly because I went out and did what y'all are telling him to do. I can speak on it because I've actually spoken to him. I can speak on it because I've actually spoken to the Ravens because guess what? I was in the building. And he did his due diligence. Now, us as fans, I'm going to be real with you. There are reports coming out today that Lamar, because his IG, he had a thing with his Jackson on the back with the Raven stuff. And everyone said, yo, this might be a thing come out that he gets signed. I am hoping and praying to God that he is signed in the next week. Because I'm going to tell you something right now. The Ravens do not want to go into a bidding war with somebody else. They do not want that to happen. And they're not going to draft. No. Let me pop the bubble for a lot of Raven fans that think this. You're not finding another Lamar Jackson in the draft. I want to make sure you understand when I say that. Do you know why I know that? Do you know why I'm going to point that out? Because, let me tell you why. You want to know why? Because Lamar Jackson is the first MVP and All-Pro QB we've ever had as Raven fans. That's why. If it was so easy going to the draft to get QBs, the Jets wouldn't be the Jets. Miami would have probably won another title. Yeah. The Chargers wouldn't always be calling. They're doing Charger-like things. The Panthers would have easily been able to replace the production and star quality of one named Cam Newton. You know why I'm picking some of these franchises? Because they're downtrodden franchises. These franchises have had great defenses. They've had high draft picks. They've had good coaches. And do you know what? They've done nothing without a QB. So when I'm coming and I'm looking at what we're going through, right? And I'm looking at what this team has to do. Do you think in a division with Joe Burrow, Deshaun Watson, and an up-and-coming, what's his name, from the Steelers, you think a rookie QB is going to take us to the promised land? You think a middle-of-the-pack QB is going to take us to the promised land? Let me let you understand that. It's not. Oh. It's not. So once again, brotherhood, the respect of one's character, when everybody else is saying no and you know that the right is yes, you still stand up and say yes. Even when everybody else wants you to say no. But because of your character. That's the term of brotherhood. And brotherhoods have been formed in Baltimore. They've been formed in Baltimore. Let me let you understand this now. When Lamar Jackson gets re-signed here, do you think he's not listening to everything? Do you think those teammates aren't listening to everything? You think they're not hearing all the, oh, they're not going to win? Don't you think they're going to hear all the slander and everything else? They're going to use it as fuel. Fuel. And they're going to burn, and I mean this literally, they're going to burn the NFL to the ground. Because let me tell you something right now. The colder the media is to the leader of the Baltimore Ravens is the more the Ravens, the players, will try to burn it down to keep him warm. And let me tell you this right now. I'm going to be there watching wide-eyed for all of the fireworks. And that was another episode of The Wunderkind Show. Yes, sir. Thank you guys for watching once again. You can be anywhere else in the world, but you're here with me, and you know I appreciate that. Please do remember, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and leave a comment. I love commenting and talking with you guys down in the comment section. I actually look forward to it every day. And there's a lot of good conversation. Just make sure you're respectful to everybody that you speak to. Please. That's all I'm asking. And if you would like to help the content monetarily, right down here is a QR code. In the description, CashApp, money sign, The Wunderkind Show. So once again, this is The Wunderkind Show. This is your host, Nitro, signing off. And you guys knows my slogan. Peace. Because I'm out of here. Yep.